Good evening, everybody. How is everyone today? I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's good. Welcome to the show. James Phillips Football Chats previewing Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. Anfield game day 4. So, right, guys. So this is going to be an interesting game tomorrow. Interesting game. I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, got a bit to talk about. So let's just get down to it. Midfield. The midfield is going to be the main talking point, and there's the cat right on schedule. And so the midfield's going to be the main talking point. We know Fabinho and Thiago are both fit now, um, both in full training. But do you play them in this game? Personally, I don't think you do. But let's get to talking about that in one sec. Yo, John, you alright, mate? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Miles better now. Feeling good. Look forward to the game tomorrow. Um, yeah. So Fabinho and Thiago fit in full training. Curtis Jones available. Henderson available, and Ox available. I believe they're available midfielders right at this moment in time. Um, and with West Ham on the weekend, Sunday afternoon game, it's there's a lot of think for Klopp to think because personally we're going to get through this group. I mean, 9 points. You only need 1 point probably in the next 3 games, and we're going to go through no matter what. But the West Ham game on the weekend is probably the bigger game in my opinion. So there's a lot to talk about here. How will Klopp set up? Will he change formation a little bit? Will he tweak his tactics a little bit? Because we've got to look at Atletico Madrid. Um, in my opinion, we can have a chat about it. I don't think they can't afford to lose. I think they're missing quite a few players for this game. Llorente, um, Griezmann, um, oh, I can't remember their centre half's name. I think he's going to be out as well. So Madrid are not going to be at full strength themselves. They can't afford to lose this game and falling further behind. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game, John. Yeah, my midfield is Endo, Morton, Ox. Can't be risking players for me. I sort of agree with you, to be honest. I do agree. That's what I get to mine in a minute. Hi, Luca. Hope you're well, fella. How are you? You doing good? Um, so yeah, so for me, Atletico Madrid are going to come. They know they can't afford to lose, and I think a draw will. They'll be happy with a draw at Anfield. You know, Simeone probably looks at it and thinks, Liverpool going to qualify from the group anyway. We want to qualify with them, so we'll pick up a draw at Anfield, and then we should be able to get past AC Milan and Porto in our last 2 games. And that's how he's probably going to look at it. If he goes for the attack against Liverpool at Anfield, I think we'll pick them off. And I don't think he'll want to play that sort of game. To be fair, so let's talk about teams, tactics, and systems. So let's talk about what we want first, and then let's talk about what we think Klopp will pick. So I think Ali plays. I just don't think you need to change goalkeeper that much. So Ali plays. I'd play Trent because I like Nico. Obviously, he's not good enough to be Trent's replacement on a full-time basis. But I like Nico. I think he does all right and gets a lot of slack. And he had to do a social media blackout, didn't he? Because the abuse he was getting, was it last season or the season before? Not needed at all, guys. But I like Nico, but I can see Nico. I don't see Nico playing this. I see Trent playing it right back. I see him playing Canate and Virgil again. I just don't see him dropping. I'll be very surprised, very, very surprised if he drops Virgil. I really would. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see Virgil being dropped or rested or unless he really thinks he needs to. Unless he really, really thinks he needs to. I just don't see Van Dijk being rested. I see Canate keep playing with him. I think Klopp loves Matip, and he knows he's a great player and a great defender. But I think Klopp sees the future of that partnership as Canate and Van Dijk. So I can see him carrying that on. And then at left back, personally, I wouldn't play Robbo. So if I'm going through the team I'm picking right now, I wouldn't play Robbo. Robbo would be on the bench for me. I'd play Simi in this. I'll play Simi in this. I think just Robbo just needs to have just have a sit down for a game, come back in at the weekend if must. I think he just needs to have a rest. Just have to sit this one out. Simic has to play for me at left back. Midfield three would be. I'm thinking about this. I don't know if I'd play a midfield. Right. So this is what I would play. Hendo has to play because we haven't got a lot of other choices. And Tyler Morton, as John said, he's a good player. We've all been impressed with him when he comes on. He knows that position. He plays that position well. Tyler Morton's quite a good shout. I think Tyler Morton might make the bench. I think Tyler Morton might. I think he might make the bench tomorrow. I've just got this feeling. Because I don't think Thiago and Fabinho will both start this game. What I would like to see, because West Ham is so important, just because of the form West Ham's in. If West Ham weren't in the form they're in, and look how dangerous they look at the moment, I'll just go full strength in this game and then worry about West Ham. Because of the way West Ham are at the moment, it's really confusing me. And I always think, as I say, we've got 9 points already in this group. We're going to go through this group. So, it's a tough one. Do you play Tyler Morton in a Champions League game against really good opposition where he get a bit fanned out and lose his confidence a bit? You just go for it. It's a difficult one. I just don't want to see a midfield of Ox, Endo, and Curtis Jones at all, ever in my lifetime, ever again. Not even for my local team do I want to see that midfield. It just don't work. Fabinho, Hendo, and Ox. That's my midfield three, I think, with Morton on the bench. And the reason I picked Fabinho is because I think Klopp will pick Fabinho. I just think Fabinho will play, Hendo will play, and Ox will play. And then we get to a front three. The front three for me, I'd have Origi play this game. I just have Origi as a number 9. When Origi's come in and played that number 9 role, especially in Europe, he does a good job. He holds the ball up. He creates space for other players. And, he doesn't always score, but he does do the dirty side of the game and he goes unnoticed a bit. And in Europe, he seems to play that way really well when he plays the number 9. So I'd have Origi. I'd play Origi. I'd play. I'd play Salah. I really would. I would play Salah, and I'd play Taki Minamino. I know it might sound mad, but then can you play Taki Minamino on the left? You don't want to play Salah off the right, unless you play Taki as a false nine, Origi off the left, Salah off the right. You play like that. It's a difficult one tomorrow. I have to admit. Hi Sammy, how you fella? Hope you're well. You good, mate? John, West Ham's a bigger game for me. I mean, mad to say. Yeah, it is. It's crazy, ain't it? West Ham are in such good form. Look, a scary team at the moment. We've got to pay due respect to them. You know, we can't go to West Ham on Sunday thinking we'll just go win. For me, we need to play our best team. But would you risk Fab? I wouldn't, but I've got a feeling Klopp's going to play him. Same, mate. That's my front three also. Yeah. Uh, now let's go with what Klopp's going to play. This is Jurgen Klopp. I think this is what Klopp's going to play. I've got a feeling Jurgen Klopp. He never wants to. I don't think Klopp will play that midfield of Christopher. Howdy, howdy, cowboy. Hi, Christopher. How are you, fella? You good? Doing well? This is the team I think Jurgen Klopp will play against Athletic Madrid, because I've got a feeling Jurgen Klopp wants Liverpool to beat Atletico Madrid, go 4 out of 4, and then with the last 2 games of the group stage, he can completely play whoever he wants and rest everybody in that busy December, in that month of December where we're going to be really busy. And in Champions League games, he can just play youth players. You know, it doesn't really matter. We're already through. You're good, Christopher. Excellent, man. Excellent. John goes, Klopp will go Fab, Hendo, Jones, manager. So, yeah, I think he will as well. I've got this feeling Klopp just wants to destroy Atletico Madrid. He hates them. Let's face it, he doesn't like Diego Simeone. You can tell in his press conferences. He doesn't like him. I don't think Simeone likes Klopp either. I just don't think they like each other. And Atletico Madrid are a shithousery, ain't they? They don't care. And Klopp can't stand him. And I think I think he secretly just wants to put them to the sword. And now seeing the players that Atletico Madrid have got out tomorrow, which quite a few players, and good players as well, are missing. And I think he's going to just want to. I think he's just going to want to smash him. I really do. Chris, I hate him for that. I do as well. I do. They're like the Man United of Europe, aren't they? So I reckon Klopp will go Alisson in goal. I reckon he'll go Trent and Robbo as fullbacks. And I reckon he'll go Matip and Van Dijk. And then I think he'll go Fabinho, Hendo, and Curtis Jones in midfield. And Jota, Mane, and Salah up front. And he's just going to go for it. Go for it. Or John, I've got to love the hate he has for him. I know. Yeah, they don't like each other. You can, when Klopp gets interviewed, you can just tell he hates Atletico Madrid. He doesn't like anything about them, does he? And it's going back from the season they knocked us out of Europe to now. He can't stand them. So I think. Yeah, Sammy tweeted this to me earlier. Jamie was pretty sarcastic when I said Anfield gives Simeone a warm welcome. Yeah. Warm booze, I think will be heard there, Sammy. I see a full strength, as strong as Liverpool can. As strong as Klopp can put out on that pitch, I think he will against Atletico Madrid. But then I've got this sneaky feeling as well. I think he knows Atletico Madrid with the players they have out at the moment, and players Atletico Madrid have to them, knowing they can't afford to lose, and they might sit back and be more defensive. Considering as well that what I heard is Atletico Madrid only sold 200 tickets. So they've only sold 200 tickets. There's not going to be hardly any fans at Anfield. So, and apparently it's because of COVID reasons. Because we all remember the Atletico Liverpool game was the last game, really. We watched with fans, and then everything, the world shut down. So I think Atletico Madrid are a bit worried about coming over at the moment, and yeah, they've only sold 200 tickets, so they go have no fans really. They got a few players out missing, very important players. Can't afford to lose. You can see them just trying to sit back, and Liverpool having lots of possession and then being hard to score against. So I've got this feeling also that Klopp could go quiet. He's only played this format. I think he's only played this twice since we signed them. I think he's only played this twice, and it's sort of worked. So I think he'll go for. He could go 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1, and he could go. So Ali in goal, Trent and Robbo, Matip and Virgil, and then Hendo and Fabinho as your two number sixes just sitting there, with Bobby in front of them, and then Salah, Jota, and Mane up top. However way, any way you want to have it, you could have Salah through the middle, Jota on the left, Mane on the right, Bobby in behind, and then with Hendo and Fabinho sitting there. In this game, playing all them at the same time, I mean, it'd be bold, very attacking, but when you know you'll probably go most of the ball, and what Atletico Madrid are more likely to go do. You know, it was a. Can't remember where it was. There's a rumor about it earlier today. I can't remember who it was. It was a certified account on Twitter. I can't remember their name now, but they were talking about that today. That they had a sneaky feeling that's how Klopp might go, because he wants to just destroy Atletico Madrid and get the game won. You know, and possibly knock Madrid out of Europe as well, because you know if they lose 2 on the bounce to us, you know they've got to actually win their last 2 games. So it's something you can play. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. I hope Suarez does the kick off. Well, let the fans get under his skin for the very first seconds. Yeah, I mean Suarez is going to start tomorrow with no Griezmann, ain't he? So with no no Griezmann, you expect maybe Suarez to start, and what João Felix up top, Felix and Suarez up top, unless he goes Angel Correa and Suarez and Felix out wide. But he usually plays 4-4-2, 4-4-2, don't he, Simeone? So yeah, it's gonna be a strange one. It is. It's gonna be really interesting an hour before kickoff seeing the team line up, because to be fair, I'll be surprised if it's anything but the strongest team he can pick. And then what is it? And the West Ham game is a Sunday at 4:30, so there's plenty of rest time there. Klopp might feel, Sunday at 4:30 gives him plenty of rest time. It's not a Saturday lunchtime game after a Wednesday, Tuesday game. So maybe that might just alter Klopp's thinking a bit. So that might be why he'll go as full strength as he possibly can against Atletico Madrid and just get the game done. And see how it goes from there. But Klopp does throw out some surprises from time to time. So let's get some scores, guys. So, cheers. Yeah, Ronaldo is a clutch man. Yeah, he's a bit of a he is. I mean, Ronaldo is one of the greatest goal scorers ever. We can't deny that, can we? That's not pretend otherwise. That second goal shouldn't have counted though, because Greenwood handballed it. I mean, it was blatant. It came off his hand, and then he passed it to Ronaldo. So he controlled it with his hand. It bounced, passed it to Ronaldo, and then Ronaldo scored. So I don't know how it counted. To be fair, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it counted, but he's clutch. But he's a bit of a he's he goes missing in the bigger games at the moment. Shall I say? John's gone very very close to 1 in forward. Yeah, I can see us getting the job done. That performance against Brighton was so poor, it felt like a loss. I don't know to you guys, but to me, it felt like we lost and not drew because we were 2 up, and it just felt like a draw. So I can see Klopp wanting the right wrong. So I think we did it when it Brentford Porto when this happened last time. So we drew a Brentford, bit of a poor result. I mean, Salah could have put us 4-2 up in that game, couldn't he? And he lifted it over the crossbar, and then they got the equaliser, and it felt like a loss. And then we went to Porto, and Klopp put out the strongest team possible to annihilate them. So can you see him doing that again? United pay risk, they always pay risk. That's come on, they have a hidden bank account. Yeah. So could I see that? Could I see that poor Brighton result? Klopp thinking, right, let's smash the granny out of Atletico Madrid, so to say, and then gives us a bit more confidence. Then go and play against West Ham on Sunday, because the Sunday West Ham game is at Sunday at 4:30. It does give us plenty of time to rest. And we're at home. We're not travelling for this Atletico Madrid game, so we're playing at home, and then we don't play again until Sunday at 4:30. Klopp's probably thinking sitting there thinking like, yeah, I'm going to play my full strength team. And I can understand if he does, to be fair, thinking about it now, sitting here thinking about it now, we do play the last game on Sunday at 4:30. It does give the team enough rest. And because we're not travelling in this game tomorrow, yeah, I can maybe see him playing a full strength team. If we do play our full strength team that he has available, I see us beating Atletico Madrid. I don't see it being easy or a walkover or anything like that. Atletico Madrid is so hard to beat, and they're so annoying. They're so horrible. They're so nasty. They try and bore this game. They try their best to make this game as boring as possible, and then they try and counter attack. That's what they're going to do. They go sit back, sit back, sit back, soak up all the pressure, and then try and hit us on the counter attack and either nick a 1-0, 2-1, or try and hold that for a draw. That's their game. That's their tactics right now for tomorrow. So we will have a lot of the ball, most of the possession. It might be frustrating, but I can see us picking up, as John said, a 2-1. I can see a 2-1 win. I really can. And that'll put us through the group, 4 wins out of 4. We've done it the easy way. We never do things the easy way, do we, as Liverpool fans? We've had this time and time again. Oh, we only need 1 win or 1 point, and we never do it the easy way. So if we qualify from this group from winning tomorrow with 2 games to spare, that'd be a first. That'd be a first. And then we don't have to worry about Champions League really then until February when it comes back after Christmas. We can concentrate on the league. Maybe the domestic cups for a change, without having to put everything into trying to win a group stage in the last game of the group. So that would be exciting. But I'm going for a 2-1 win. So I just want to quickly just touch on West Ham. So with West Ham are looking on fire at the moment, and Declan Rice is looking fantastic. And he's playing at the top of his ability at the moment. You got Antonio up front, who is a problem for anyone. I'm out, Jamie. Got to make a call. All right, Sammy. I'll see you again soon, fella. Thanks for coming in, mate. Yeah, Antonio's a problem for anyone. Strong as anything, quick, can finish, never stops, causes so much problems. Then you got Bowen, who I love. I think he's a fantastic footballer. Good with both feet, really quick. Yeah, you got Mark Noble there. He's West Ham through. Got decent defenders, good goalkeeper. It's going to be such a difficult game on Sunday against West Ham. So, West Ham game. So, in theory, on the West Ham game, Fabinho and Thiago will probably both play that game, would you say? Oxnard plays, but he does actually. I think he does play well against West Ham. I think the West Ham game, if we get the win, really could kickstart our season. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, West Ham. It is so important. And I just, for the West Ham game, if he play, we could, but for me, our best midfield three that we have available to us is probably Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho. That's defensively, that works better. It plugs holes. We won't be as leaky defensively as we have been. And it's also quite creative as well. And it helps Thiago get further up the field playing Hendo more defensively alongside Fabinho. Thiago can get further up the field a bit and be a bit more creative, which we need him to be. And that is, if that's available, that midfield plays against West Ham on Sunday. A midfield three of Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho. That's the three I want. So I wouldn't be surprised if Thiago's actually on the bench against Atletico Madrid tomorrow. And he sees, 10, 15 minutes of game time just to get some of the ring rust, out of him. So he's ready for the West Ham game on Sunday. Because I wouldn't want to just not have Thiago kick our ball in competitive football and then just you start him against West Ham. So I think you need to give him 10, 15 minutes against Atletico Madrid coming off the bench. And then he plays against West Ham. Then you can start him. Because I don't want Thiago coming off the bench. I want him to start. I want Fabinho, Thiago and Henderson in midfield against West Ham with any of the three, Jota, Bobby, Mane, Salah, Salah. If you're playing Thiago, Fabinho and Henderson, I think that's best for Bobby. Because Bobby can link up with Thiago. Jesus Christ, that's saucy. That's saucy. Thiago and Bobby linking up. And then you can have Salah and Mane on the wings. Oh, that's the team that should play. And I think Thiago's only played twice, started 2 games for Liverpool with Virgil behind him, believe it or not. Since we've had Virgil and Thiago, they've only played twice together, or started 2 games together since Thiago's been at the club, which is crazy. John, would you not maybe save one of Hendo or Fab till 70 minutes just to see that game? Yeah, I can see what you mean. Yeah. I mean, it's just it is hard to call. So part of me wishes we didn't have this game tomorrow. But part of me wishes we never had this game tomorrow. Where's he going? Gone down. Part of me wishes we didn't have this game tomorrow, and it was just had a week's rest in the West Ham game, because then I wouldn't be so worried. Everyone would be back. You just get them in. But I just want to see that midfield three. I want to see Henderson, Thiago, and Fabinho and Bobby linking up with uh, Thiago would look fantastic, and then Hendo Fabinho just sitting there, and then you just have to manage them three correctly because let's face it, they are all a little bit injury prone. You know, Thiago, they're all at that age where they pick up little niggles here and there now, so you just have to manage them correctly. But them three should start most games for me, and then you can take them off and then bring on your like when fit your Milners, your Oxys, stuff like that. But we saw, I don't know if you guys saw it. There's a video on Twitter of a certain Harvey Elliott in the indoor training area at AXA training complex. There's yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it. So Harvey Elliott's going through like little exercise drills, warm ups, and things like that. And he looks healthy, he looks good. You know, he's bouncing off that ankle absolutely fine. And the word is that Harvey Elliott will be back for January, just after the Christmas games. He'll be back in the new year. Which is, if this is the case, that's going to be fantastic news because I don't know about you guys, when Harvey Elliott was playing, started to see, because let's face it, we sold Genie. Well, we didn't sell Genie. Genie went for free. Genie left. We didn't up to whatever you thought. You liked Genie, you didn't like Genie. I weren't too much a Wijnaldum fan. I don't know what he gave us apart from being fit. Personally, he was always available. He's never injured, and he gave good retention of possession. He always kept the ball and stuff like that. But I didn't see a lot of what he gave us to give him that contract, if you know what I mean. That's just from my point of view. Because the only time we're going to miss Wijnaldum is when players are not available. Because for me, when Harvey Elliott is Wijnaldum's replacement, and I think everyone was shocked when Harvey Elliott started the season, and everyone's like, "Why is Harvey Elliott starting the season? He's playing in midfield. What's going on?" And then he played the next game, and then he played the next game, and you're like, you know what? This ain't. We got players available. Kate was available at the time. Thiago's. All these players were available at the time, but he was going with Harvey Elliott. And the more you think about it, and the more you looked at it, it's like Klopp wanted Harvey Elliott. Klopp would play. If Harvey Elliott wasn't injured, he'd be still playing now. He'd be first choice. He'd be one of the first names on the team sheet in midfield. Klopp was playing him. Harvey Elliott was the Genie replacement. And that right-hand side of midfield where they were playing, them triangles between Trent, Harvey Elliott and Salah, when them triangles, them three were playing on that right-hand side of the pitch at the beginning of the season before Elliott's injury were fantastic. And I don't think we've looked as good since Elliott's been injured. And it's a shame, but if he's back in January, I mean, he's looking good. And the rumours are he'll be back just after Christmas. They're not going to rush him, but because he's only young, he's healed really quickly. And so, as we all remember when we were young, you break a bone when you're young, you heal like that, don't you? And you're back out playing football again. You heal quickly, and he's already looks like he's running. So he's already running. So over the Christmas period, they'll probably get him out into full training, running with a ball, kicking a ball, see how he goes. And if he's back in the new year, I wouldn't be shocked, guys, when Harvey Elliott's fit, that he just goes straight back into that midfield three. Because Klopp, no matter what we all say, Klopp was playing him every week. I remember when we played Chelsea and Harvey Elliott played. Even I was a bit like, whoa, Klopp is trusting him. And you can see it. Oh, John says it here. Elliott's going to be a hell of a player. And he is, and he loves the club. You got to remember, Harvey Elliott is a massive Liverpool fan. From that video, he could probably play next week. It could. To be fair, if we didn't know any different, and you just woke up today, you wouldn't know he was injured, would you? And let's be fair, he'd go for a run, normal life and all that, but playing a competitive game of football is so different. His ankle's probably not strong enough yet, but he looks nice. He's not far off. He's definitely going to play in the new year, and when he's back, he's going to be different. I'm shocked by how good he is. I always knew he was good, and then when I saw him on loan at Blackburn, I was like, this boy's special. He's playing with grown men in a hard league. The Championship is, let's face it, the Championship is a harder league than the German and the bloody French league for me. It's more competitive. So he's playing grown-up adult football in the Championship, not looking at a place. He looks like a Premiership footballer. And Klopp loves him. You can tell he does. I mean, look how devastated Klopp was when he was injured. He was almost crying. I mean, the boy's special, and he'll be back in the team, no doubt about it. And it was just a freak injury. He's going to be so special. We've got a special player there. But in the meantime, as much as they can play them together, when they're fit, just play them, because Thiago's not fit a lot. Fabinho has his few niggles here and there. Matip has his few niggles here and there. For me, if them players are always available, they just play them, because you don't know when they're going to be injured next, do you? It's like Naby Keita. When he's fit, play Naby Keita, because you just no point leaving him on the bench, because he's a very good footballer. So if he's fit, you might as well just play him. And I feel sorry for Naby, because he got that injury. It's done his hamstring. He's probably out for 6 to 8 weeks, and he was having a really good season. I mean, that Brighton game, as soon as Naby went off, we all went to shit, didn't we? Let's face it. The midfield went to shit as soon as Naby went off. And Klopp's changed Naby's game a bit. Naby's now more of that. He's playing that sort of genie role, retain possession, good at pressing. He's a good presser of the ball, Naby, off the ball. Works really hard, and it's a shame for him. But we're limited in options at the moment. But we've got 2 superstar midfielders back, Fabinho and Thiago, and that should put a smile on all our faces, because these are 2 proper players, proper footballers who are getting a lot of big teams around Europe. And with them fit, with Hendo, and in that front three, personally, as soon as them 3 start playing together again, I think we'd be better defensively. A lot of questions on the defence. Is it the defence that's leaky? Is it the midfield not helping? It's the midfield three. If you play players in that midfield three who don't work hard enough and don't fill in gaps in defence, you go leak goals, as I always said. Don't matter what. You could have the best 4 defenders in their positions in the world at the back. No midfield's protecting them. They're going to get exposed. You go score goals. Don't matter who's there. So, Christopher, you think it's time we move on Naby? Yeah, more than likely, just because of his injuries. If it weren't because of injury to a Naby and him not being available, and then you feel let down, I feel sorry for him. It's 4 years now. Yeah, he's a very good footballer. He's obviously a very good footballer. We can all see that. But injuries aside, it's just not helping him. For me, he's like a good Coutinho. Yeah, is that Elliot, John? Is that Elliot? Do you mean, John? Because I love Elliot. He's going to be something else, and I'm glad he's on his way back. But yeah, that West Ham game is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be difficult, and it's the last game for international break. And the most important thing is Chelsea play Saturday at 3 o'clock against Burnley. Oh yeah, yeah, Elliot. Yeah, Elliot's saucy, mate. He's saucy. He's gonna be special. You're definitely on. You're on one there, John. You're definitely right there, mate. Definitely. Um, but yeah, Chelsea play at 3 o'clock against Burnley, so that could be a hiding for Burnley right there. Um, and that will put them 6 points in front of us before we play. So that's a lot of pressure. So that that West Ham game's massive before we go into the international. We can't go into the international break 6 points behind Chelsea. We've got to keep in touching distance of Chelsea the whole season, because when they do eventually lose a game and struggle, because they will, everyone does in a whole 38 game season, it happens. We need to be there to take advantage of that. If you're 6 points behind, that might be too much. And Chelsea have got some difficult games coming up. I believe after the international break, so we got we fancy Burnley. Where is it, John? Are Chelsea at home or away? Are they home or away? Um, I think after the international games, so we got Arsenal. That's going to be a toughie at the moment, the way Arsenal playing. And then I think Chelsea got Leicester, and then I think they got Man United, and they got Leeds in there. Um, yeah, they got some. Chelsea got some tough games coming up. After the international break. So and they're all going to come thick and fast after the international break. So it'll be the last international break, I believe, till March. That'll be the last international break till March. So it's all go then. It's going to be game after game after game after the international break, mid November, late November. So we're looking at we've got to keep on. So this West Ham game, as everyone said, me, John, we've said it all day in other streams as well, that this West Ham game's the biggest game so far in our season for me. So far in our season, because if we get through this Atletico Madrid game unscathed, no injuries, we get a point or even a good win, and then we go to West Ham, we beat West Ham, and we stay in touch and distance of Chelsea, and we're going to the international break with that in mind, and then with players coming back after the international break, I think Milner will probably be closer to coming back after the international break. Who else? Yeah, so we're looking at a lot healthier. So yeah, the West Ham game's massive. It's huge, as we keep saying. Chelsea at home, mate, but Burnley not an easy game. Now Burnley are not an easy game. It's defence versus defence, ain't it? It's just who cracks first. Burnley go at Chelsea. Burnley are good at set pieces, and they might hurt Chelsea at set pieces. It's going to be, yeah, it could be. I mean, Chelsea found it hard against Newcastle in that first half, and then in the second half they just kicked on a gear, and they ended up comfortable for them in the end. But the first half it went all too easy, and I think they won 1-0 against Malmo tonight, didn't they? So it wasn't the greatest performance in the world. They're a weird one, Chelsea. They're just so an efficient team at the moment, and they have so many players they can pick from that doesn't weaken their first 11. That's the thing with Chelsea at the moment. But all their goal scorers are defenders, and you can't carry on like that. But they've got some quality in their quality, so we've got to keep up with them, guys. That's the main thing. We have to keep up with Chelsea. So, guys, I'm going to call that a night. We did not too much to talk about tonight because I really want to go more in depth for the West Ham game on Saturday. Um, so what I'm going to do, I'll put a video out. I won't be putting a video out tomorrow night. I'm going to spend some time with the missus tomorrow. So uh, on look out for another video, the match reaction video. Look out for that on Thursday. And then on Friday, it's my daughter's first birthday. So I will do a match preview on for the West Ham game on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I will do a watch along. If everyone wants to join in on that, I'm going to do a watch along for the West Ham game on Sunday. My first one, I thought I'd give it a go. So if you anyone fancies coming in with me, watching that, more the better. Have a bit laugh. Hopefully you get the win. And then straight after that on Sunday. Oh, cheers, John. After that on Sunday, yeah, let's do it the watch along. Sunday, 4:30, we'll do a watch along. I'll set it all up. Come in, join in. I'll read out all your comments and we'll watch the West Ham game all together. And then straight after the West Ham game, I will go live with a match reaction and I'll open the phone lines and you can call in and give me your views on the game and your player ratings and man of the matches. So yeah, we'll do that. That sounds like a plan, guys. So I will see you again on Thursday. So look out for the match reaction to tomorrow night's game on Thursday, guys. I will throw it up on. Look, watch out on my social media. Look out on Twitter, and I will throw that information up on there. And then back again on Saturday for a preview, and then the watch along Sunday. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video out everywhere, guys. Help me out. And I will see you on Thursday. Thank you very much, guys. See you soon.